Hello everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a general and timeless reading. Before we get started, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm seeing there be discussion about like what one is sensing, about what one is feeling. It looks like two adult energies. I don't know why that's being pointed out or highlighted, but this is what I'm seeing here. Maybe like having a discussion is going to be helpful. I'm seeing like active communication, very clear communication, like not leaving anything left unsaid is going to be important, and also holding space for one's emotions is going to be very important too. Okay, like you and this person may see each other as maybe at times having, I don't think that your communication style is different, but you may sort of have a different outlook, or maybe what you look at first. Like I was seeing both the King of Swords and also the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups is going to see things through an emotional lens, and the King of Swords is going to kind of intellectualize things. But I'm actually seeing you guys have a very compatible energy with one another, and you may be discussing like how you guys are feeling. Even if you approach it maybe with a different lens, I'm seeing you're able to communicate back and forth with one another. I'm getting like a very clear, like a very light blue and a very light purple energy between the two of you, which is your crown and your throat. Okay. It's like breathing clean air. That's the feeling. Two of Pentacles, figuring something out, maybe a decision, or you being like, have a lot that you're balancing, maybe need to prioritize as well, trying to figure out like how do we get this new beginning started. Like the new beginning has arrived. We've been like doing all this work to get to this point. Now that it's here, there may be some stuff still that you're figuring out. Two of Pentacles can also be deciding, like maybe you have two different new beginnings that you could go with, and you're trying to decide like which one is the one for you. Can definitely be that. I'm seeing you be very concentrated on figuring this out. Though I'm not like seeing that much pressure. Not yet anyway, it's that's not coming through. But there may be a discussion that's connected with this that's going to be happening. Something here particular about the timing. Wheel of Fortune can be like you haven't really seen where things are going to go yet, but you're investing in that direction and like hope that it's the right one that you're moving in. Like Wheel of Fortune can also be, if this is you deciding on like which, it's like this, you have two different books that you can open, right? And you're like, I'm going to choose this one to open because I feel like maybe this is the most auspicious one, like maybe this is the most beneficial one, because Jupiter is like going towards optimism and positivity and expansion and stuff like that. And so you could be going in the direction that you feel is like most aligned for you, and maybe like in the direction where you feel like the most like growth can happen as well, because that's also like Jupiter is about filling yourself with knowledge and gaining understanding through that knowledge and applying it. And Seven of Pentacles is kind of like, I'm investing in this, but I don't know where exactly things are going to lead yet at this point. You may be taking a risk emotionally, but you're ready to take that leap of faith. Like maybe this has been working you up to get to this point. Looking at Pisces, you may be keeping this decision to yourself, or like the fact that you're even deciding. Like Two of Pentacles and the Moon can be like, nobody knows that I have the choice of these two books, so I'm just going to like not reveal anything until I pick which one I want to read. But there may be something that you're holding on to that you're going to have to let go of. I'm seeing you like working in the dark out here. Like this stuff that you're doing, I'm not seeing you tell a soul. This is like, I'm putting in all of this work at night. Like everybody's out and about during the day. You're kind of like flying under the radar. It's like night comes about, everybody's sleeping, so nobody's up in your business, and you're just like working on something over here. So I'm seeing you really keep this to yourself, like super, super private about this. But it looks like something that you've been doing, but you may really be keeping it on the low currently. I'm definitely getting, like a particular person's energy coming through, and I just want to talk about it really quickly. Let's use this example, okay? Let's say that you have the possibility of 2 jobs that you're deciding between, okay? You can have one that you've been working in, and you can have, this is somebody's very particular energy here. But I just want to use this again generally as an example, just so you can understand how you can like apply energetically what's going on here. Somebody's at a place where they have a job that they're working, they have another job that they may want to be stepping into. They may be deciding here, like, do I want to stick with this job that I've been in, or do I want a new beginning? I'm also hearing a new challenge. Do I feel like this is going to be supported universally? I'm seeing your guides be like, you can have the new beginning that you want, like pick the one that you want. Know that it's going to take a process. It's going to take time for the process to move through, but I'm seeing it be like auspicious. It seems like you get to pick what you want here. So if you want to stay with the job that you have now, you can do that. If you're trying to branch out and do something else, you can do that too. It looks like you're going to have luck with whatever you choose, but again, know that this is going to take time. So you're going to have to invest and commit to one of these things, okay? But I'm not seeing your guides be like, you should pick this one and not that one. It's more so them being like, well, just make a decision at this point. And it's definitely being highlighted that, like, for some reason, I'm not seeing it be pressure. It's not like, I don't know, something, if we were seeing the 2 of Swords here, I feel like it would be saying you're being forced like in one or the other right now, and it's time sensitive. This is more so like you can take your time with it, but like make a decision and do it. But I'm seeing you kind of have maybe the advantage with the timing, because it seems like it's sort of in your hands. Like you can leave the job today, or you can leave 6 months from now. You get to decide when you want to start this new beginning. So if there's something that you've been maintaining, you get to sort of decide like when you're finished with that and when you're ready for this new beginning that you want to step into. Or whether you want to renew something, you know, it can be a contract that you're renewing as well. Now, to have the Moon here and to have the 8 of Pentacles, you may be working on something like on the sidelines or like secretly. Nobody knows that you're like making this decision, maybe except for people very, very close to you, if anyone at all. Moon can be keeping this completely concealed and not saying anything about it, but I'm seeing something that you've been putting the work in for. I'm also seeing a Tower as well, though, so there's potential that something you've spent a lot of time doing, there's going to be a surprising turn of events. This is something you've poured a lot of time and energy into. Tower is just something that happens like you're going along and it just is like a spark or like a bang of something that happens. The card following, Something surprising coming up that's connected with your past, and now an actual decision needs to be made. Now things have gotten time sensitive. Mars can be in your face too and be like, now you have to decide. It kind of forces you in the corner. Figure out how you want to go about addressing this. But yeah, something from your past pops up in a way that it just hits you unexpectedly. The Devil and the Two of Wands. As much as you have two different options of where you can go, to have the Devil, you may feel like something kind of takes your agency and leads you in that direction, which is definitely something to be mindful of. Like, what are you being controlled by? What's influencing you? What's attaching to you? Yeah, here it is again. A decision connected with your past popping up in an unexpected way needs to happen. Before, I'm seeing like you were not pressured into making a decision. Now there is pressure to make the choice. You're struggling mentally about this for sure. This definitely feels like a test of some sort. Seeing the Ten of Pentacles wanting to come out, there can be stuff having to do with family, home, resources that's connected with this. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's going on that may make this like quite a complicated situation. Like having the Seven of Swords and also the Ten of Swords, something could have happened where like something came to an end because you felt like it was really out of alignment, or you were sabotaging yourself by not ending something, or something would have continued to blur the boundary line if it did not end. But I'm not seeing this be necessarily easy to do. Once you decide, you're going to be able to move on, but I'm seeing you won't be able to move on until you make a choice. This is like actively, you may need to say something, give somebody an answer, communicate something, where you're going to actively have to participate in this verbally. This is a throat chakra exercise. Until that moment, you're not going to be able to move on. Energetically, just to clarify. Okay. Once you make the choice, you're going to be able to move on to something that actually is interesting to you and feels fun. Not that what you've been doing right now doesn't feel interesting to you, but I'm seeing you be in more of an obligatory state right now, where there are like obligations that you have to complete and energetic cycles that you need to run through. And I'm seeing this be the ending. Like, here's the last decision that you make, and then you get to go have fun and play. Like, this is you moving on from this space of having a lot of difficult choices to make, or like maybe one really big one that you've sort of been dreading, maybe pushing off or procrastinating a bit. Like, when you really think about it, maybe in hindsight you'll see it like that. You may not see it like that now, not necessarily anyway. And then you're going to be able to move on. And this Page of Wands is you doing something where you're like, this thing really lights me up. I feel really excited when I think about it. I'm like excited to get up in the morning. Like, this is something that's fun for me. And it's also something new for me too. And I like see how this person has this little outfit on. They're like ready to explore something. Like, it's like getting excited for a trip that you're going to be taking. Or like there's a new activity that you like to do. Or there's like somebody new that you're hanging out with, you know? It's like a new path that you're ready. I'm seeing this person be very, very ready to do this. Like, this thing is calling to me and I'm excited for it. I'm ready for it. So it's grabbing your attention in that way. It's appealing to you. And it does feel like there's a sense of levity that comes with this, but I'm seeing a lot of stress because this entails mental stress more than anything. I'm seeing this be a lot of mental stress, like rigorous mentally, because there is shedding that is being asked of you. I'm seeing 15:15 on the time. There is shedding that is being asked of you right now. Like the death card is coming through and being like, if you don't change, you can't have this growth. Like if you're not surrendering to the flow of things, then you're going to be stuck, and that's where you're going to be. And until you open up and surrender doesn't mean give up. It means like get out of the way and let things happen how it's supposed to. Until you surrender to the changes, I'm seeing you be in a space like I'm just getting that like classical vision of somebody where it's like this outer layer of you and what you had identified with before is just like cracking open and you're like coming out from underneath. This is like a part of you that's ready to bloom, that's ready to blossom. That right now you may be like holding on to like that exterior and being like, no, like I love this shell, I've identified with it for so long, I'm so comfortable in it, I know how it works, it's familiar to me. And there's like this new part of you that wants to like crack out of the little egg that is this exterior. And it's like this rebirth that you're having here, like very, very scorpionic with the energy. And like this new part of you wants to connect with this new thing. And so that's what I'm seeing coming forward. But that's uncomfortable because it's like, who is this new me that's coming out? And what are my new interests? And it means also shedding what's no longer really resonating with you when you check in. You take away all of your history and meet yourself in this moment, and you ask yourself what really is resonating with you. And that's going to be the key to all of this. What you've been doing may no longer be resonating with you. It may no longer be working for you anymore. It was for like that old you, but this new you that wants to be born through you now and is like asking for permission to come up, which you get to decide if you let that out or not, wants to connect in new ways, wants to explore. It's like a different chapter of the book of your life that is beginning. This new thing that's calling to you, you may be making some sort of commitment to this. Interesting. Okay. I'm getting like very big grief and mourning for some reason coming through from this. I don't know what that's about, but there's definitely a feeling, maybe just like really big waves emotionally. Okay, so somebody's going back and forth. I say somebody, but I'm actually seeing it be you, except for cross watchers. This will be the person that you're dealing with, okay? So somebody's trying to figure something out, but I'm seeing them really keep it on the low. Like they're not letting you know that they're doing this, okay? If you're the one that's going through this, there's something that you're deciding. This can be something that you're juggling too. Again, like which of these do I want to go with? I'm seeing this be kept secret. Like it is not being disclosed, but getting to the point where you're like, now I feel pressure that a decision needs to be made. A decision is going to be made about which of those you want. Two turn into one. You pick which one that you want. Like which new chapter do you want? Which new beginning? Which venture do you want to be going on? And that's what you're going to work on. You may choose to do something that you've been working on. Like, I'm going to choose this because I've spent all this time doing it. That may be your reason. You may also be in a space where this new beginning that you choose, even though you have spent time doing something, you're like, I think that even though there's this feeling that I didn't completely complete that, I'm going to move on from it. So this is like I've put in all the work that I feel like was viable within this situation. I did everything that I could, and now I'm going to move on from that. Wheel of Fortune, karmic event unfolding. Something surprising happened. Karmically, this was definitely meant to happen, to have Mars and Jupiter here. This is something physically appearing in your environment. It's almost like this. Like the universe kind of waits at times, and then as soon as this feels like a very, very karmic event. Saw 2022 on the time when I looked up, a very, very karmic event unfolding, okay? And it has to do with something coming through and you being like, what is that thing? This page of wands is you looking at something and being like, that thing, I want to know what that is. It's something that moves you internally. But you weren't expecting this. This is something where the universe is like, ooh, it's time, let it come through. It's like you're an actor on stage, right? And something just like falls from the sky and lands on stage, and your guides are like the ones pulling the strings over here, and this thing finally pops down. And for some reason, this is like a very magical moment where you're like, what is that thing? Like, you want to check it out. You're curious about it. You're like, maybe I can do something with this. I feel like I wouldn't be so inspired unless this meant something to me. And so because of the way that you're feeling, this is something that you're attaching to. It's something that you're connecting to. But it like came up out of the blue. Like, you weren't trying for this. This is a moment where you may have just like been surrendering to life, and your guides are like, here, like serve you something up on a silver platter. And you're like, I really do connect with that thing. I'm really interested in that thing. And you being completely on board. Seven of Pentacles is you investing in something. So yeah, you could have like not expected to have this spark of interest. Seven of Pentacles is investing in something. To have this Six of Cups, this can be something from your past that's popping up, like something that you're familiar with. This can be somebody that you were in a relationship before that now you're like, let's remanifest things. I'm seeing this Ace of Swords here. I'm looking at Mars and Jupiter. You feel solid about this. And I'm also looking at Pisces here. Let's get a little bit more. So you can be deciding to invest in, it's like, yeah, it's remanifesting something from your past. The Four of Wands, it would be like a relationship of some sort. I feel like you're going to get clarity trying to like work through this with another person. I'm looking at the star here. This is Aquarius. I'm also looking at the Magician. The Star card in the Magician is about you feeling like you are very much in your purpose, like as much as you can be, thinking about your dreams, thinking about what you want within your life, like being very brave, not feeling like you need to conform, but really being in touch with what's resonating with you internally. And the Magician is about you creating something like while you're on that wave. So this is like a very genuine and authentic wave that you find yourself in, where you're like really feeling your energy and you don't feel like you're putting anything on for anybody else. Like, this is just you, like in all of your glory. Magician is you being like, I'm really empowered in this space. You know those moments where you feel very connected and you feel very in touch and you feel very present and you feel very grounded. And you just feel like you're in the right spot at the right time, doing the right thing. Like, you feel very self-assured in that way. And you're just like, I know within my heart that I'm in the right space right now. It's manifesting from that level. This is going to be a very, very powerful manifestation. Because this is something that there is like a very deep knowing within you. And so this is something very, very powerful, very, very strong that you are tapping into. This is like universal source that you're tapping into and creating from that space. Like, for some of you, for those of you that are creatives, you may create something very, very profound in this time. it doesn't always feel like that. Like, we're not always high up and connected. It fluctuates, but this is going to feel like a really high moment for you, where you, again, may create something that feels very, very profound for you. Very, very profound. Especially because it's coming from a place of like pure divine love. And most of all, you being connected with yourself truly. Because it's always going to start with your relationship between you and yourself. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for tuning in. Thank you for connecting. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.